We are so glad you could join us again. I am not with Greg Engert, beer director from the Neighborhood Restaurant Group for the NRG, because this past weekend, Greg and his wife welcomed their first child, a lovely daughter, into the world. So we wish Kelsey and Greg the best, and we will have Greg back soon after he takes some time doing what he needs to do. So we're going to do something different for a few weeks. I'm going to have some of my WTOP colleagues come on and talk about how they got into craft beer and their favorite local craft beer, if they have one. And if they, for whatever reason I can't believe don't, we'll let them talk about what other kind of beer they do like. With me is Matt Ritter, meteorologist for WTOP and NBC4. And Matt, thanks for coming on.
Sure.
You agreed wholeheartedly and quickly. I appreciate that.
I have no problem whatsoever being your punching bag, your trial for the guest of the week, the beer of the week segment.
First, briefly, tell us a little bit about yourself and how how you came to be here in the DC area.
Okay, well, my mom and dad met, and okay, wait, let me fast forward. I am a DC native. I was actually born in the district. But I lived most of my life in PA and New Jersey. And when I was in PA, I came upon, after college, the microbrews started exploding there in the early 90s, and I got exposed to two breweries in particular, the Stouts Brewery in Adamstown and the Lancaster Brewing Company in Lancaster, and that's where I first started experiencing, what we now call craft beers and whatnot. And at a very early time, I got hooked on the amber lagers and the stouts and the porters, which brings us to the one that we're featuring here right now. Because now that I've been back in the Northern Virginia, Greater DC, WTOP listening area for some time now, I try to patronize as many of the locals as I can. Eat local, drink local, I'm all about that. And this is my favorite porter in the world. Which
not just you really like it, but favorite in the world.
This is not that I've been all over the world,
right?
But this is my favorite porter, and it's from right here in Alexandria at the Port City Brewery.
What is it that you love so much about it?
I think because it's everything a porter should be, everything a dark beer should be, nothing more, nothing less. It's right there on the label, the robust porter. A porter should be robust. It's got to be robust, Jerry. And it's thick, but it's got the flavor, and it tastes great. You can't taste how loaded it is, and it is loaded. Beware. It's delicious. It does everything it's supposed to do.
Right on. And earlier I talked with Bill Butcher, who is the founder and owner of Port City Brewing here in Alexandria. You should stop by the tap room. I asked him a little bit about the porter, how it came to be, and what's going on and coming up in the near future here at the brewery, what they've been doing. So while we taste this, Matt, let's listen to Bill. So Bill, my colleague Matt loves your porter. What is it in your mind that makes it a special beer?
As far as the way that beer drinks, I think it's special just because it's so smooth and malty and roasty, and it's just a very easy drinking porter. It's got great notes of bittersweet chocolate, roasted coffee aroma, and it just goes down really easy.
Did you model it after any, was it inspired by any particular beer or beers?
Our brewmaster, Jonathan Reeves, has been working on this style of beer for many, many years. He's brewed a porter for all of his career, basically, and he's developed this recipe over the years, and it's never tasted better.
All right. Well, I know a lot of people who do indeed like it. Matt is not alone. We are in the Port City tap room. When did it open again?
We opened in 2011.
Okay, and you've had some changes over the years here. It's a great space. Before we let you go, tell me a little bit about what's going on, what's the latest here at Port City, and what folks can expect, in the near future.
Oh, great. Well, we continue to grow our distribution in the DC area. We're distributed up and down the East Coast in the Mid-Atlantic, but we still sell 90% of our beer in the DMV. So we're going to continue to grow in this area. We've got a new beer coming out this summer called Rivershed Ale, and it highlights local ingredients with a Virginia-grown wheat and Delaware-grown malt.
All right. Thanks, Bill. Appreciate it.
Sure.
All right, we thank Bill very much for that. We thank him for this delicious sample and for having us here today in his tap room. You told me earlier, Matt, you're not really big. And, one reason we do Beer of the Week is to suggest pairings to people. And you said you're not so into it, but tell me, what do you eat with this?
Yeah, usually when I think of pairings, I think about the second beer, what that's going to be. I try not to overthink my food menu items when it comes to a good beer like this. Usually, if I'm going to have a beer like this, I'm having some kind of fantastic New York style pizza, or even a Neapolitan pizza, or a good hoagie, or an authentic cheesesteak somewhere. If I could find an authentic cheesesteak, Philadelphia cheesesteak in the DC area, of course. But I'm open to suggestions with what I should have with a good porter like this.
Well, I think really, if you like it with a peanut butter and jam sandwich, that's your own. Who's to tell you you're right or wrong? Bill earlier was telling me, it's great with roasted meats, smoky meats like barbecue, and also with desserts, chocolate-based desserts.
Oh,
so
yeah,
keep that in mind.
Yeah, this is one of those beers that when the server asks you, what are you going to have for your dessert, and you make a quirky remark like, oh, I'll just have a porter. No, this really is that kind of beer. This could really finish off the meal.
All right, Matt, thank you so much for helping me out here and helping Greg out as he's home learning how to be a dad. We are sure he'll be a great one. And all I can say is thanks for joining us, and be sure to bring your thirst next time for another Beer of the Week.
And drink responsibly.
That's right. I forgot that part.
I got your back.
Thank you.